All right, now we're going to look at defensive end, where the Giants have a big decision on their hands involving Jason Pierre-Paul. Obviously, he's a free agent, and he's going to want to cash in. I mean, he's obviously had an odd career with the fireworks accident. It's kind of messed up the trajectory he was on as far as on the field, and more importantly to JPP probably in his bank account. He's really been took below market value deals the past 2 years, which no one to blame but himself, of course, because it was his own accident, but. I'm sure he feels like he's done that for 2 years now, so this is his last chance to really cash in, and he's going to look to get every dollar he can. I can't fault him for that. Now, the Giants, there's going to be a threshold where they're not going to want to go over. Now, is that the Olivier Vernon money of 5 years, $85 million? Can you really commit that to another defensive end and tie up that much of your cap space in two guys? That remains to be seen. It'll be interesting to see what the market kind of shapes up for JPP. Personally, I think he's got to be a priority this offseason. I mean, he was really a dominant player when he was healthy this season. You team him up with Vernon, there's two bookends on your defensive line you can count on for obviously the next 4 or 5 years, however long you sign JPP for. And the biggest concern to me is if you let JPP walk, how are you filling that spot? Because there's nobody on this roster capable of stepping in and doing what he did. Romeo Okwara had a nice kind of debut when he stepped in for JPP in that Cowboys game. After that, you really didn't hear from him. I mean, he's an undrafted free agent. Expectations have to be kind of kept in check. So then you're going to go out and go spend big money on another free agent defensive end. And I think what you have with JPP. I think he's kind of an underrated leader. I think he's got a kind of a quirky leadership style, but I think he's really respected, and teammates like him. Again, it's one of those deals, you know what you have. So I would lean towards trying to bring JPP back, but of course, there is a breaking point where I wouldn't go crazy as far as the length of the deal and obviously the money. But I think he's got to be a priority because, again, if you can get him back at a reasonable deal, it's up to those two sides to determine what is reasonable. I think I'd do it. I'd make the efforts to do it because I think, again, if you put him and Vernon on each side of the line, I think they'll even be better next year. I think that's really what you need in this league. You need premier pass rushers. You'd have two of them locked up. So I think that's the way I would go. Of course, we'll have to see how free agency plays out, and if some other team wants to blow them, out of the water, I think you just say goodbye and try and find a more affordable replacement.